This is a CBS News special report. I'm Michael George, and we are following a deadly truck attack on a crowd of people celebrating in New Orleans. City officials say the driver deliberately drove into people along world-famous Bourbon Street overnight. 10 people were killed, dozens more hurt in the middle of New Year's Eve celebrations. Listen to this eyewitness describe the attack.
It was traveling at a very high rate of speed, and so we were in the middle of the road and managed to run off the road onto the sidewalk and into the doorway of a building for cover. We did hear gunfire, saw police running that direction. We stayed in the alcove until the gunfire stopped, came out into the street, and came across several people who had been hit. Wanted to see what we could do to help and administer any first aid. The people we came across were unfortunately deceased.
The FBI says the suspect who was behind the wheel of that truck is also dead after a firefight with police. Investigators are looking into whether the suspect was connected or inspired by a foreign terror organization, and they're analyzing potential explosive devices. Now, this happened just before the Sugar Bowl, a major college football game that always draws a huge crowd there. With us now is CBS News national reporter Katie Weiss, who's based in New Orleans and has been at the scene all morning. Katie, good morning.
Good morning. It has been a chaotic, scary, mixed bag of emotions kind of day for so many people here in New Orleans. I happened to be in the French Quarter this morning just as these events were unfolding. Right now, I'm just a few blocks away from that scene. But while I was there this morning, I spoke with eyewitnesses who did see the event actually happen. One woman told me she had to dodge out of the way as this truck barreled into a crowd of people on the iconic Bourbon Street in the French Quarter of the city. She said thankfully her husband is okay, but the truck clipped his ankle. Unfortunately, so many others not as lucky. While we were there waiting for police to let us leave the area where this happened, we were seeing people laying on the ground all over the street on Bourbon Street, injured, some people killed, and police and first responders trying to render aid to them, to help them in any way they could. I saw people getting put onto stretchers, taken to hospitals. We know now so many other people are recovering in the hospital at this hour. We're going to continue to try to get more information for you and keep you updated as we learn more, but certainly a scary moment, an unforgettable day in New Orleans today.
Certainly. Katie Weiss, thank you so much. And now we're going to turn to Scott McFarlane in Washington. Scott, what's the latest on the investigation?
The FBI says they're investigating this as a potential act of terrorism, and they're the lead investigative agency, as is often the case, or necessarily the case with suspected acts of terrorism. A long gun has been recovered from the scene there in New Orleans, and there also is that review of potential explosive devices, and also a review of whether there's a connection or a nexus between the attacker and any foreign terror organization. None of this is happening at a vacuum or at a trivial moment. The Sugar Bowl is in New Orleans tonight, and the Sugar Bowl's put out a statement saying there are ongoing discussions between the organizers of that event and law enforcement to ensure everybody is safe and secure. Federal agencies converged now in New Orleans. The Department of Homeland Security is part of this. The U.S. Attorney General and the Department of Justice are leading this through the FBI. We also expect local police to be a component of any response and any investigation. But where this goes next is always critical. We'd expect already or in the coming minutes and hours a broadening review of this attacker and any potential plotters, planners, co-conspirators, or those who may have known what this attacker had in mind. We'd expect law enforcement to descend on this attacker's home, wherever that may be, and families, wherever that may be. Also a concern about safety of pedestrians moving forward in the French Quarter.
All right, Scott McFarland, thanks. The White House says President Biden has been briefed on this morning's attack and spoke with New Orleans mayor. A short time ago, President-elect Donald Trump said, quote, "Our hearts are with all of the innocent victims and their loved ones." Attorney General Merrick Garland calls the deadly incident a, quote, "terrible tragedy," and reaffirms that the FBI is investigating the matter as an act of terrorism. Joining us now on the phone is Mary Ellen O'Toole, a former senior FBI criminal profiler. Mary Ellen, what can you tell us about the suspect?
Thank you for having me. At this point, what it appears is that this is someone that put a lot of planning and thoughtfulness into carrying out this in the most lethal and sensational way possible. So that means that it took a lot of time to pull this plan together. And by that, I mean preparing with firearms, possibly explosive devices, the clothing that the individual wanted to wear, any supplies that they needed. He's not the invisible man. So people that knew him would have been aware of his engaging in this kind of behavior to the exclusion of everyday normal behavior. That's what we want people to look for, are any kind of warning or suspicious behaviors ahead of time that might be predictive of an event like this happening. But it also goes to the intensity of the motive here, which is kill a lot of people and get a lot of attention.
All right, Mary Ellen O'Toole, thanks for joining us. To recap, at least 10 people are dead and 35 injured after a deadly vehicle attack overnight in New Orleans. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of possible terrorism. Live coverage continues on CBS News 24/7. We'll be back with more from New Orleans in about an hour. City officials plan to hold another news briefing. This has been a CBS News special report. I'm Michael George in New York.